Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
I used to have a weird parrot, some kind of a parrot or something like that, and he, as a kid, and he would perch on my head, and it was not a friendly bird. It would bite. It would just always bite, and for some reason it wanted to fly on my head. I was like, I don't want this bird anywhere near me. It's gonna bite the shit out of me. And against my will, Mom let the bird out of the cage to kind of play with the bird a bit. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm like not even 10 years old or something. And the bird, immediately after bouncing around on her finger, looks at me, kind of does that jerky head move, flies right to my head, lands on my head, and I don't even really recognize what happened. I'm like, what's this on my head? I kind of do this. I'm like, what's on my head? I kind of look around a little bit, not too fast, just kind of like, what's that on my head? And I think the bird, in an attempt to not fall off my head, looked for a grabbing point, chomped on my ear. And when the bird went and chomped on my ear, he took out a big chunk of flesh from my ear. Now there's actually like a little bump in there now, because of the missing flesh that the bird chomped down on my fucking ear. I'm not kidding. There's a little piece that, if you feel on the ridge of my ear, like not Klingons, but the fucking, like Ferengi, the earlobe thing where you like caress a Ferengi. If you were to do that to my ear, you feel like this big missing bump. And the bird literally chomped on my ear and took a big chunk out of it. My dad, I have never seen my dad laugh that hard in his life. My dad was practically on the ground laughing his ass off. I don't even know what my mom was doing at the time. I don't remember. I just remember screaming in agony, swiping the bird off of my head, and running into my room and bleeding on my bed. Just like profusely bleeding from that. I couldn't believe it. Like, the bird actually took a giant chunk. I was so pissed. My dad laughed. My dad laughed he still laughs. I bring that up and he just laughs his ass off. He thought it was the funniest thing on the planet. I literally am mutilated by a bird, and he just fucking loves it. So I don't trust fucking birds, man. I haven't trusted birds in a long time. I don't trust them. I mean, it's not really the bird's fault. It ain't the bird's fault. I'm literally laughing my ass off right now. Like, you guys find it the most hilarious thing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you and my dad have something in common. But boy, that hurt. So I don't fucking trust birds anymore. Fucking chomped like a huge chunk out of my ear. I was bleeding and shit.